Not only have Funko Pops been destroyed in landfills over the last couple of years, but now they're being destroyed on live television. What's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and today is a brand new edition of This Week in Collectible News, where I discuss the latest news in the collectible world, whether that be Funko, Thrilljoy, Lego, whatever collectible I feel like talking about, I'm going to discuss in this video. And if you end up enjoying this type of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, but nonetheless, let's get right to it. And we're going to be kicking off with a U2's figure of Jason for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now this is very strange because it's just like the whole scenario a couple weeks ago where we talked about the Daft Punk U2's figure, but that was under the licensing of Fortnite and not Daft Punk themselves. So it's interesting that this is the same case here. Then we got ourselves a new set of Funko leaks. We're going to be going through, starting off with some kawaii plants of bamboo, ivy, tiger lily, snake plant, and a jumbo of monstera. Now I'm not surprised that there's going to be a wave 2 of the pot plants. I guess there are people out there that do enjoy this set, and I'm also not surprised that they're coming out with 10-inch variants. We got ourselves a pop of Frida Kahlo. No idea what this is, so I can't really discuss about this much. We got ourselves some pops for the Folk of the Air, the Wicked King, with Jude, Carden, Oak, and Ren. I have no idea what this is, but judging by the comments on the Instagram post I'm looking at, there are people that are very excited about this. We got ourselves a Transformation Mia Premium for the Princess Diaries. Now, I do remember that the last time I did a leaks video, I believe we did talk about a set of Princess Diary pops, so this is just another one going on to it. We got Atsu from Ghost of Yote. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but I know that I believe this is a video game, so this should be interesting to see. We got ourselves a wave of Moana pops with pops such as Moana with Pua, a glow-in-the-dark Moana with Heart of Te Fiti, Hey Hey with Coconut, Kotu, and a premium glow-in-the-dark pop of Maui. Now, I'm not surprised to see more Moana pops considering that the live-action movie, I believe, releases this upcoming year in 2026. We got ourselves some anime variants of Universal monster characters with Dracula, Frankenstein, the Bride, and Invisible Man with Chase. I don't really know what to imagine with this, and it's funny when I look at this photo, it does say, I legitimately don't know what to add here. So I'm going to assume what these are probably going to look like are along the lines of like manga comic book sketching like we had with that limited edition Dragon Ball Z pop, but now adding it on to Universal monster characters. We got a pop nook of Jason with Camp Crystal Lake Cabin. Now there have been a couple of the nooks already with Iron Man and Harry Potter, so I'm intrigued to see more, especially with horror movies. We got pops for Beyblade X coming out with Jason Cross with Chase, Robin Kazami, and a multi-Nana Iro. I remember having the Beyblade toys and seeing the animated series, and never did it cross my mind the idea of Funko doing pops for Beyblades, so this is very intriguing in my opinion. We got ourselves soccer variants of Naruto and Sasuke for Naruto Shippuden. Has it come to this already that we have to now make sports variants of anime characters? We have ourselves the deluxe of Wolverine based off of the meme with looking at the photo. Now this is something I'm surprised Funko hadn't capitalized on when they first began the meme-related pops. We have a set of Batman Beyond Return of the Joker pops coming out with Batman with Ace, the Joker, and a 2-pack of the DD twins. Now already this year in 2025, we've had some Batman Beyond pops, and now we're having a new wave coming out, especially with the Joker from this series, which will be really cool to see. Then probably the set I'm most excited about within these leaks is a new wave of Phineas and Ferb pops with Candace, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and Vanessa. And I feel like these are perfect characters to do, and I'm surprised with Doofenshmirtz that they didn't do a pop town with this one with his big tower that he has. And then last but not least, we have Godzilla -1 with a premium of Heat Ray Godzilla and a Godzilla in Water Deluxe. Now already we did have a Godzilla -1 pop with the Anime Expo version that released in the summer. So I'm intrigued to see if these new ones are going to look as good as the one we got for Anime Expo. Thrilljoy have announced birthday pix figures of Red, Tux, and Blue. And these are pretty cool. Thrilljoy celebrating their first birthday, and talk about a huge turnaround for the company within when they first started with those panoramic pixes that they're now called, to now giving us what they should have been doing all along is the regular pix figures. And if I were to choose one, I would definitely choose Red. And with the Tux one, it does come with a 1-of-1 gold variant, so I'm not sure if there's anything that's going to be like on on the line if you obtain that one-of-one variant. U2's, they announced a figure of the Grabber for the Black Phone 2. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Black Phone 2 released this weekend in theaters, but I really like the detail of this figure, especially with the snow involved, because I remember watching in the trailer the scene of the one character in the telephone booth, and then outside is all snowy, so I get where the scene is coming from in a way. The Disney Store have announced a set of Toy Story 30th Anniversary collectibles. And this set is pretty cool. I do enjoy the Buzz Lightyear box cup. That's pretty cool, and especially the chrome variant of Buzz Lightyear with the action figure and with the box where it does have the 30th anniversary logo. LEGO have announced a new Speed Champion set with Back to the Future and the Time Machine. This thing is absolutely phenomenal. It just so happens that recently I purchased a Fast and the Furious one for my brother for his birthday, and so I feel like this is something not only am I gonna have to get him maybe for Christmas if it releases on time, but I may have to get myself one because I am a huge fan of Back to the Future. Topps Chrome have announced the next card set, which is of Labubu. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are going nuts for this because, of course, the Labubu craze going on at the moment. Funko have announced the next set of statue pops for One Piece, which features Brook and Jinbei. I'm not gonna lie, even though I have not watched One Piece a single day in my life, I really like how that Brook figure looks with the way that he's holding that shark-shaped guitar in his hand. Chalice Collectibles have announced their own figure of Battle Beast with a chase for Invincible. Now, both of these figures are pretty cool, especially the Bloody Chase, and I didn't even realize until recently looking at this is that this is for the comics lineup and not for either the television or animation lineup that you would see with the Amazon Prime series. So that is pretty cool that they're kind of expanding elsewhere with the Invisible license. Chrono Toys have announced their own exclusive pop of a Monkey D. Dragon from One Piece, which also has a chase. This doesn't really appeal to me because all they really did was hood and then unhooded chase. I don't know. Entertainment Earth have announced their own exclusive pops for Terrifier 3, which has Art the Clown with the black light chase, as well as Victoria Hayes. Now, the Victoria Hayes is pretty detailed, but the Art the Clown just seems like something from that original wave, but then they're just adding blood to it. I don't know how I feel about the black light chase. It makes sense, of course, for horror-related characters, but I mean, I feel like they could have done something a little better than just a color variant. We got an announcement of some Valentine's Day Bitty Pop bouquets. These are f***ing stupid. That's all I'm gonna say. These are stupid. And speaking of more horror-related pops, we got ourselves some various horror characters with Pennywise from It the Movie, Sam with Pumpkin from Trick or Treat, a Chucky, and a Regan from The Exorcist. All four of these pops are pretty cool. I really like the way the Pennywise looks, especially with the expression going on with the face. Toy Temple have announced their own exclusive pop of a glow-in-the-dark Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've actually had Gravity Fall Funko Pops, and it's really cool to kind of see Gravity Falls return. Funmaker Inc. have announced a Rocky Moto figure of a Spicy Godzilla limited to 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces exclusive to Designer Con. Now, this is pretty cool, and the way that this looks because of the way that the box is, it might be a much bigger figure than what you normally see. Funko have announced some figures with Tom Petty with albums and a regular 4-inch pop. Now, this is pretty cool. I don't know too much about Tom Petty. I feel like this is one of those artists where I would have to listen to a song and it's like, oh, that's by Tom Petty, and that's how I'd know of him. We got ourselves a new set of 101 Dalmatians pops. Now, these pops are all pretty cool, especially with the Dalmatians themselves, and then we got the Cruella de Villes that are pretty sweet as well.
Shout out goes to Sentinel107 and Duh Unacceptable Viewer.
And the reason that they ended up getting a shout out is because they joined our YouTube channel membership, which only cost $1.99 a month. Not only do you get the shout out, but you do get lots of other perks, including early access to every single video and short that we produce on this channel. So definitely consider joining our YouTube channel membership. It will be greatly appreciated and it will go a long way of helping out this channel a lot. So definitely consider it, but let's get right back to the video. Amazon have announced their own exclusive pop of Wednesday Addams with piranhas from the Wednesday series, which is a limited edition piece of 9,500 pieces. I still have yet to see the new season of Wednesday, which I feel like this is what it's from because I don't remember her holding a bag of piranhas. Funko Pops get destroyed on live television. So there was an episode of Jimmy Fallon's show with, I believe, Channing Tatum, where they had a bit of a competition to see who can unbox the most Funko Pops in a short amount of time, Super 7 have announced a collaboration with Green Day to do a Dookie figure. This is absolutely amazing. I love the fact that Super 7 is getting into this niche of Green Day fandom with characters on the albums, and I think I'm 100% going to be buying this. And last but not least, before the usual top 5 list, Target have began Funko Fridays and have announced 2 additional figures for season 5 of Stranger Things with Jonathan and Dustin. And these figures are pretty decent, and I am kind of excited to see what else happens in the next few weeks for Funko Fridays. That usually goes on until, I believe, the end of December, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so kicking off the list, at number 5, we got ourselves the Red Thrill Joy Pix figure. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the Grabber U2's figure from the Black Phone 2. Coming in at number 3 on my list is the Chrome Buzz Lightyear figure. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the Lego Speed Champions of the Time Machine from Back to the Future. And coming in at number 1 on my list is the Green Day Dookie Dog Super 7 figure.